Landman fans, gather up, because I've got some great news for you. After an amazing Season 2 finale, the countdown has officially begun for the highly anticipated Season 3. And today, I'm going to tell you what we'll see in Season 3, and, most importantly, when we'll be able to watch this crucial season. Get ready, because nothing will ever be the same in Landman anymore. First, let's briefly remember what happened in Season 2 because Season 3 will start directly from where Season 2 left off. Honestly, Season 2 was the most intense season for me to watch because the decisions Cammy made for M-Tex really scared me. The possibility of M-Tex going bankrupt and the constant conflicts between Cammy and Tommy were some of the key moments that raised the tension of the season. And in the end, Cammy actually did what we were afraid of and fired Tommy. Now, in Season 3, we will find out what will happen to MTEX, how Tommy will manage his own oil company, and what Galino's real plan is. Let's start with CTT. You have no idea how much I want Tommy to work for himself, and the fact that he will be working with both his father and his son is honestly really great. And just like Tommy said, I think the real star of CTT will be Cooper. Yes, Cooper barely knew anything in Season 1, and because of that, he definitely got himself into serious trouble. But in Season 2, he clearly proved how successful he is at extracting oil, and I think in Season 3, CTT will become Cooper's masterpiece. We also need to talk about Cooper's romantic life, because there are some really nice developments there as well. His relationship with Ariana evolved into something deeper in Season 2, and we saw that they are now entering the process of marriage. With both families supporting the relationship, I believe that in Season 3, Cooper and Ariana will definitely get married. And from this point on, I don't think there will be any problems between them. Of course, the only thing that could cause trouble for Cooper is the accusation he faced in the Season 2 finale. However, I think that Cooper killing the man who abused Ariana will be considered self-defense, and Rebecca and Tommy did a really good job defending Cooper. Still, in a surprising twist, this case could come back again in Season 3. Now, let's talk about the main character of the show, Tommy. Honestly, after all the tension he went through in Season 2, I wanted him to relax a bit in Season 3. But that doesn't seem very likely, because even though Cammy fired him, I don't think Tommy will stop helping her. Right now, Cammy is completely under Galino's control. And if she drives M-Tex into bankruptcy, Galino could even seize all of her assets. That's why, when Cammy needs help the most, she will knock on Tommy's door. And I believe our loyal Tommy will help her no matter what. Of course, Tommy will also need to work very hard for his own company now, because he is also using Galino's money. I don't think Tommy will make easy mistakes, but if things somehow go wrong due to bad luck, Galino could start putting serious pressure on him as well. That's why they need to be extremely careful with every step. Besides all that, we saw in the Season 2 finale that all this stress has started to affect Tommy's health. And I think any setback in Season 3 could lead to Tommy having a heart attack. So, let's hope everything goes well. Now, let's take a look at the more fun side of the show. In Season 2, we saw Ann Ninsley adjusting to college life. And honestly, at first I didn't really like her college storyline. But the fact that she eventually managed to get along with Peijon, who she initially didn't get along with, and seeing these opposite personalities try to protect each other was really touching to me. I'm sure that in Season 3, we will see Ann Ninsley build much stronger relationships with others and become a much more mature person who helps the people around her even more. I even think she will become very successful in college because of this. Finally, I want to talk about Angela. I think Angela is one of the most important characters in the show because, in such a stressful series, She is one of the rare people who tries to keep everyone motivated. And without her, the show would feel much more overwhelming. I believe that in Season 3, as Tommy becomes even more stressed, Angela will be the one who prevents him from losing control, and she will be the one telling him what to do at critical times. Just like how Cammy stood out more in Season 2, I'm sure Angela will be one of the stars of Season 3. She truly deserves much more screen time. All right, now let's get to the most exciting part. When will we watch Landman Season 3? It was officially announced that the show would return for Season 3, while Season 2 was still airing. So, we already knew that the production process would start quite early. And Sam Elliott teased in an interview that filming would begin in April or May. Because of that, we will most likely watch Season 3 in late 2026, or early 2027. So, I'd say be ready already. And honestly, one of the biggest questions going into Season 3 is whether Tommy can truly trust Galino. Right now, their partnership may look stable on the surface, but Landman has already shown us that business relationships in the oil industry can change very quickly. Galino clearly sees Tommy as valuable, but at the same time, he also wants control. That is what makes this situation so dangerous. Tommy has always been someone who likes to stay independent and make his own decisions, but now he is connected to a man who could completely change his future with a single move. I think Season 3 will focus heavily on Tommy trying to balance loyalty, survival, and freedom. At the same time, I believe Cammy's story is going to become even more emotional. Firing Tommy may have seemed like a business decision at first, but deep down, I think she already regrets it. Tommy was the one person who constantly protected MTEX from collapsing, and now she has to deal with all of these problems without him. Once the pressure starts building, I think Cammy will slowly realize how important Tommy really was. That could lead to one of the biggest moments in Season 3, where Cammy finally apologizes and asks Tommy to come back. But the real question is, will Tommy even want to return after everything that happened? Another thing I'm really excited about is seeing Cooper step into a leadership role. Throughout the first 2 seasons, we watched him make mistakes, learn difficult lessons, and slowly become stronger. Season 3 feels like the moment where he finally becomes a true oil man. I think there will be scenes where Tommy starts trusting Cooper with major responsibilities, and that could completely change their father and son relationship. Instead of always protecting Cooper, Tommy may finally begin treating him like an equal partner. And honestly, that development would be one of the most satisfying parts of the entire series. We also can't ignore the possibility that new enemies could appear in Season 3. Every time Tommy starts building something successful, someone dangerous eventually notices. If CTT becomes profitable very quickly, rival companies and powerful businessmen may try to attack Tommy from every direction. That could create an even bigger conflict than the problems we saw in Season 2. And knowing Landman, the stakes will probably become more personal than ever before. I also think Season 3 could give us some shocking betrayals. One thing this show does really well is making characters unpredictable. Sometimes, the people you trust the most end up becoming the biggest threat. So, I would not be surprised if someone close to Tommy or Cammy secretly starts working against them. A twist like that could completely change the direction of the season. And finally, let's talk about the ending of Season 3, because I honestly don't think this next season will have a happy or peaceful finale. The way Season 2 ended felt like the beginning of a much bigger war. Tommy is under pressure, Cammy is losing control, Galino is becoming more powerful, and Cooper is stepping into a dangerous world. All of these storylines feel like they are building towards something explosive. I think the Season 3 finale could easily become the biggest finale the show has ever done. So, Landman fans, get ready, because Season 3 is shaping up to be absolutely massive. The drama, the business conflicts, the family tension, and the emotional moments are all about to reach another level. And honestly, if the writers handle this season correctly, Landman could become even bigger than it already is. But there is one storyline that I think people are seriously underestimating going into Season 3, and that is Tommy's emotional exhaustion. Throughout the entire series, Tommy has always been the guy carrying everyone else's problems on his shoulders. He protects his family, fixes business disasters, handles dangerous people, and somehow still manages to keep moving forward. But Season 2 clearly showed that all of this pressure is finally starting to break him down. There were several moments where Tommy looked completely drained, and I don't think those scenes were accidental. The writers are definitely building towards something major with his health and mental state. In fact, I think Season 3 may force Tommy to make the hardest decision of his life. Does he continue chasing success and power in the oil business? Or does he finally choose peace for himself and his family? That internal conflict could become the emotional core of the entire season. Because no matter how strong Tommy is, nobody can survive that amount of stress forever. And if he keeps pushing himself the way he has been, things could end very badly for him. At the same time, I believe Angela will become even more important emotionally. In many ways, she is the heart of the show. While everyone else is focused on money, power, and survival, Angela is usually the person trying to hold the family together. And honestly, Tommy desperately needs someone like that around him right now. I think Season 3 will give us several emotional scenes between Tommy and Angela, where she tries to convince him to slow down before he completely destroys himself. Those quieter family moments are honestly some of the best parts of Landman, because they make the characters feel real. Another character who could become much more important is Rebecca. She proved in Season 2 that she is incredibly intelligent and capable under pressure. The way she helped defend Cooper showed that she can handle serious situations when things get dangerous. I would not be surprised if Season 3 gives Rebecca a much larger role in Tommy's business world. And if that happens, she could become one of Tommy's most trusted allies moving forward. Now let's talk about the possibility of tragedy, because Landman has never been afraid to shock viewers. The oil business in this show is dangerous, violent, and unpredictable. Every season, there are moments where it feels like disaster could happen at any second. And honestly, I have a feeling Season 3 may include a major death or heartbreaking betrayal that